Hey guys, this is Heather from healthyeatingstartshere.com. Today I want to talk a little bit about oil rancidity, which is a big source of toxins. Now, unfortunately, it happens most often in polyunsaturated oils, which are also the most common oils in the grocery store and are actually promoted by a lot of health and nutrition experts. But as I said, they are the most prone to oil rancidity. Now, a key thing I want to talk about first is that there is a big difference between an oil and a fat. And an oil is, the processed, really refined form of fat that's just fat, and that's it. If you can kind of think of it as oil to fat is like paper to trees. It's a very simple product made out of a complex resource, and with anything of that sort we need to be very mindful when we use it and very conscious of what the consequences are and stuff like that. So with oils, because they're so processed, they are exposed to a lot of heat, light, and air. And what happens to a fat when it's exposed to those things is it becomes rancid. And the word rancid is used for fats that chemically become unstable and form into free radicals, which we know are toxic to our bodies. So the more a fat is exposed to heat, light, and air, the more rancid and the more toxic it will be. Now, unfortunately, polyunsaturated fats are the most chemically unstable, so they're the most prone to becoming rancid. So oils like canola, sunflower, safflower, corn, and soy, those are all polyunsaturated oils, and they have the biggest potential for rancidity. Not only that, but they're also the most processed types of oils. So I always avoid those. And when you're looking for polyunsaturated fats, because they are a good, healthy part of a healthy diet, is to go for whole food sources of polyunsaturated fats. So the difference being the oil is very highly processed in those vegetable oils, but if you get a whole food source, and my favorites would be lots of seeds, flax, hemp, chia, sunflower, pumpkin seeds, those all have a lot of really healthy polyunsaturated fats. And then things like walnuts and whole grains like oats and quinoa, those all have a good proportion of healthy polyunsaturated fats. And yes, they are healthy, and the two essential fatty acids, omega-3 and omega-6, are both polyunsaturated, but again, very different whole food form versus oils. Now, one last point, it is also important to get monounsaturated and saturated fats from as whole food source as you can get. They do also become rancid if they are processed too much, but they're just not as delicate as the polyunsaturated. So question for you today, I was talking about how oils are a very simple product made from a complex resource like fats, and that we should be mindful of them, and I want to know, what kinds of things do you think we should be more mindful of? It doesn't have to be nutrition. So one that I thought of that I've been trying to keep in mind this past week is how much water I use when I wash dishes, because water comes out of the tap, and you don't notice or think about often the amount of processing and resources that go into making that happen. So that's my goal for the week. What is your goal, or what are some things that you have tried to be mindful of before in the past? Let me know, and be sure to check out the blog at healthyeatingstartshere.com.